excited for tonight's live session. Tonight's session is going to be a little bit different, and we are really going to be celebrating the 30-day to round challenge. This has been an epic group of students, and I really wanted to take a bit of time to celebrate everyone that participated. And then at the end, I will be announcing our top 4 winners. We're giving away, my math isn't good. I think we're giving away like $2,500, which is super, super exciting. It was not easy to decide on the winners because in my mind, you guys, all of you guys are winners. So tonight, the plan is this. First off, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 30 Days to Round program, how I came up with it, how it went, all of that stuff. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the 200 plus videos that I received and spent, I don't even know how many hours watching this week. And then last but not least, we are going to announce our top 4 winners. So I'm really excited. Let me know in the chat if you're here watching. Okay, Catherine and Dana, awesome. Glad to have you guys here. So first off, how did I come up with a 30 days to round challenge? Because it's kind of insane. And honestly, I wasn't even sure if it would work. So I have a friend who's a vegan bodybuilder, and she was like, oh, Amelia, you should do a challenge. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know if that's even going to work. And then I thought, okay, well, what do I do a challenge on? And here's the thing is everyone struggles with getting their horse round. I think contact and connection is one of the hardest parts of dressage. And it's also one of the most important parts of dressage and of riding, because when your horse is round, you can control them and you can ride transitions and you can turn and stop and be in harmony with your horse and sit the trot. And so it's really, really important. And then I started going through, okay, how do I teach a horse to get round? And I think this is where it got really, really interesting, because a lot of times, like if you read a book on dressage, or if you go on YouTube and a lot of times you Google like dressage, you see these perfectly trained horses in this ideal world. And you see a horse that you take up the reins and it goes perfectly round. And I know from experience that a lot of times that is not reality. So I had a horse named Geronimo. I was 14, he was 4. It wasn't a great combination. He didn't understand how to go round or how to accept the contact, and he started rearing. And at the time, it was so upsetting to me because I had these dreams of like going to young riders and winning in dressage. And here I am with a horse who's standing on his hind legs. At the time, it sucked, but I went and I learned natural horsemanship, and I learned groundwork, and I learned how to start a young horse who'd never had a bit in their mouth. And I learned how to deal with problem horses that had learned how to rear and how to get through that. And so what's really cool about the 30 Days to Round challenge is that I was able to combine those two, kind of my knowledge of horsemanship and dealing with difficult horses and teaching horses how to accept the contact, because I think that's the reality for a lot of you guys. Like you might have an off the track thoroughbred or a young horse, or you may need to do some retraining. Like very few horses just naturally perfectly go on the bit. So to be able to combine this horsemanship with classical dressage, because now I've trained several Grand Prix horses and I really understand, how to move, not only how to like start a young horse, but then how to move that horse up the levels into the Grand Prix. So it was super cool. The other thing that was really cool about this challenge was that I did a lot of footage with a GoPro. So you could actually see what my hands were doing as I was riding the horse. And I think that that was also really, really fun. So let me know in the chat if you're here, if you participated in the 30 Days to Round challenge, and kind of what your favorite exercise or the biggest takeaway that you had from the challenge. So anyways, I put together all this curriculum. We made this incredible PDF. I wrote all this theory about contact and connection and how to train a horse. And then we started marketing the challenge. And we had, I'll tell you a funny insider story. So we had this plan to use Facebook ads to help promote the challenge. Well, our ad account got shut down. And so we had no Facebook ads. So we had to do it all organically. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like this is never going to work. But I will say that it did work. And we had a Facebook group. We had a private Facebook group for the 30 Days to Round Challenge. And I know a lot of people don't love social media, don't love Facebook. This Facebook group, you guys, was so incredible. These past 30 days, almost every night, my team and I kind of traded off monitoring the Facebook group. Every night I would sit there and I would read through these posts, and you guys were incredible. Not only with the fact that you were supporting one another, but the questions that you guys were asking. I was going live 3 times a week in the Facebook group to answer questions. And literally every time there were like 60 questions, really, really good questions, not just silly questions like, what kind of bit should I use or what's the best kind of gloves, but really thought out questions where I could tell that you guys were out there and you guys were doing the work. The other cool thing about the group was that there's ups and downs, right? We all have good days. We all have bad days. Some days you feel like you're at the top of the world and everything is going well. And then the next day something happens, your horse is hurt, you fall off. There was one student that like she did this like dismount. I don't know. It was like half dismount, half falling off. She caught it on film and then she went right into doing her groundwork and her bending exercises. But the group was incredible. And I think that riding can be very isolating, especially if you do it alone. And so what was so cool and so special, I think, about the Facebook group was because everyone was really committed to the program and to working towards this goal, that we made ourselves stronger by supporting one another and by giving that encouragement and also by helping one another. Because when you have a question and one of your schoolmates answers the question, not only does it help your schoolmate, but it also helps you learn. So let's see in the chat here, Hillary, you guys are loving the groundwork, the detailed instructions. The groundwork, yeah, I think a lot of people hadn't done much groundwork before the challenge, but groundwork is so incredibly important and so incredibly valuable to do. So I'm really, really proud of all of you guys that did the groundwork. Let's see, people like the ribbon candy, the soft feel. Awesome. I'm so proud of all of you guys, like really. So anyways, it really has been an amazing 30 days. And then, so the final for the 30 days, and this is a little funny too, because I have a team that helps me. I'm sure you know Joellen and Nicole, and there's some other members as well. And I honestly am so grateful to my team. We also had some group experts to help us. So let's see if I can name everyone. Molly, Nicole, Amy, Donna. I think I'm missing one person. But the team was so incredibly supportive because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have never done a challenge before. And I'm not good with rules. I'm not good with organization. And so I appreciate all of you guys for bearing with us a little bit because we did have to change a few things. Like for the first video, I had people hold up a sign that was like, hey, the beginning of the challenge. And then some people, I was like concerned for their safety because sometimes holding up a piece of paper when you're on your horse is not the safest thing. So we decided for the final video to do dressage for all. So we did make some, changes to the rules. And I really appreciate you guys bearing with us through that because it was our first time doing a challenge. And so I was like, we're going to definitely have a learning curve. We're going to make some mistakes. But it was an amazing group. So the other thing, let me know if you're watching here live. Type in the chat breed, age, and color of your horse, because I'm all about dressage for all. And I loved seeing so many different types of horses. I think we had so many paint horses. I don't know why, but I love paint horses, and different ages, different breeds, different histories. And so that's what's really cool about the program and really about dressage, is that no matter what breed or age or whatever your horse is, they can improve when you apply the correct training, when you apply the training scale, and when you do the exercises. So that was fun. If you're here live, let me know kind of the breed, the age of your horse. Let me see. Okay, Gypsy Vanner, 5-year-old, Andalusian, Shire Thoroughbred Cross, Arabian. Melinda says a Trakehner, 6-year-old Bay. Susan has an 11-year-old Hanoverian. So that was super fun. Okay, so now we're getting towards the end of the challenge. And at the end of the challenge, people submitted before and after videos. So once again, I asked my friend who's the vegan bodybuilder, I was like, all right, how many videos should I expect to have to watch at the end of this challenge? Because I was trying to set myself up. And she said for her vegan bodybuilding, not more than 10%. She's like, for sure, you will not get more than 10% of people submitting videos. Let me tell you guys, we had way more than 10% of you guys submit videos. I honestly think it was like between 20 or 30%. So I got like inundated with tons and tons and tons of videos. And yes, we did watch every single before and after video. And it was amazing. It was so special to see you guys. And I really want to celebrate each and every one of you, because to me, you're all winners. And the fact that you signed up for the program, you took the videos, you tried the exercises, I mean, that is a huge, huge achievement. So I watched like 200 videos this week. Here's a few pet peeves that I came up with that I need you guys to work on. The first pet peeve is sit back and do not hunch your shoulders forward. So a couple of reasons why this is important. For one, you have to sit back so that your horse can take the weight behind and lift their forehand. Very simple, very important. The other reason that you need to sit back is because you're way less likely to fall off if your horse spins around or does something silly. So please, please, please sit back. That means that your ear, shoulder, hip, heel alignment has to be correct. If your shoulders are in front of your hips, you're tipping too far forward. Someone in my Strides Facebook group said today that the way she knows if she's sitting back enough is she looks down, and if she can see her belt buckle, then she knows she's sitting back enough. So don't look down, but that might help you out. The other thing is your shoulders, you guys. Okay. And I know I spend way too much time on my computer, on my phone, and guess what happens? Your head goes forward like this and your shoulders hunch forward. When your shoulders hunch forward, your elbows go out and you end up riding with piano hands. This affects your contact and your connection, and you're not going to be able to keep your horses supple and soft. So sit back, pull your shoulder blades together. Practice this all the time, not just when you're riding, but when you're sitting at your computer, when you're driving. It's super, super important, not only for your riding. Like when you get scored at the end of your test, you get a score for your position. So you get a score for your posture. In your rider position score, they're considering your posture. So make sure you have good posture. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that there's like a big relationship between roundness and forwardness, and they go kind of hand in hand, because your horse, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. You have to get your horse going forward in order to get them round. But then what happens is that the rounder your horse is, the more forward you have to ride your horse. So there were many videos where I could see they were getting their horses rounder. Their horses were accepting the bit. And then they needed to ride them more forward, because as your horse gets rounder, then you have to actually ride them more forward to kind of solidify that roundness and to get the energy flowing from the hind leg through the back and to the hand. Third big takeaway from the 200 plus videos that I watched: have a plan. Don't just go out in the arena and like randomly kind of slowly wander around. You really need to go out and have a plan of like, okay, here is exactly where I'm going and exactly what speed I'm going. I know a lot of you guys don't have a dressage court, and that's okay. I saw a lot of you guys with cones out there, which is fantastic to give you some purpose to your ride. But it's so important. Get control of your horse's speed and get control of your horse's direction. Because when you can control your horse's speed and where they're going, it's going to give both you and your horse a lot of confidence. So I actually filmed today. For the people that were in 30 days to round, we are opening up strides because we've gotten a lot of feedback of how sad everyone is that it's closing. So if you were in 30 days to round, join us in strides. And I filmed a special video today where I went through how I plan and design my ride, because it occurred to me, I ride so much and I'm like a terrible planner and I'm not very organized. But I have like this mental plan of what I do with every horse, and I establish a routine that's a little different for every single horse, but I follow almost the same exact blueprint every single ride. And then I maybe add a few different things. So like most of my ride is the same. Like Harvey, for example, I warm him up the same every single day. The warm up, the first 10 to 15 minutes is exactly the same. Some days it takes longer, some days not, but I always do the same thing. Then I work on some harder stuff, like I get out of our comfort zone. And then at the end, I go back to the comfort zone. The majority of every single ride has to be in your comfort zone. And then you do just a little bit out of your comfort zone, and then you go back to your comfort zone, because horses like routine, horses like comfort. We like comfort. We like to stay safe. None of us like to fall off and get hurt. Okay, let's get into the challenge. I wanted to start off by reading through a few testimonials from our students in 30 days to round, because I really celebrate all of you guys for your hard work. This program would mean nothing if you guys hadn't have gotten out there, watched the videos, read the content, participated, and tried to do it with your horses. So you guys are honestly like 50% of the success, and I really want to celebrate that. First one is from Sandra. So she says, thank you, Amelia Newcomb Dressage and your team, for the best 30 days training with Millie and I have ever had. You are so beautiful inside and out, generous, kind. Your work, I think her English is her second language, but she says you work so hard to help others and their horses. You really are the best coach ever. Your teaching videos were just so easy to understand. This was the first course Millie and I have ever done, and we learned so much, and we'll continue to learn as we work through this brilliant course. Millie and I have thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. So happy you created this amazing course. You have a great team and hubby. Your passion for horses and dressage shines through your smiles. The Facebook group has been like a big family. I will miss you all, especially Amelia. So it makes me like so happy to the fact that I can help you guys. And honestly, like I've never even met most of you. The fact that I can touch your lives and help you with your horses is so special. So here's one from Pat. She says, Amelia, you are a genuine and caring person. I appreciate that. For me, this has been a wonderful experience with you and your team. I also enjoyed watching so many improve their relationship with their horse. At my age and physical condition, I'm not sure how much longer I can do this, but I will continue to improve my partnership with my wonderful horse as long as God will let me. Thank you again. So that was from Pat. Now we have one from Linda. She says, I'm emotional too. It is sort of like you've crafted this one-of-a-kind dressage community where we are all comfortable and safe to talk about all aspects of our riding and relationships with our horses. It's like no one else really understands the hard ties we have with our equine partners. Heart horses, except you, Amelia. With all that I am and all that I have, I thank you. So I think that's so true. You know, you have to be a horse person to understand like what an accomplishment it is to get your horse soft and round. And if you don't ride, you don't really understand why that's such a big deal. So here's one from Laura. She says, the incredible journey with horses is definitely an emotional one. I feel a little emotional saying goodbye to this fabulous group, and having you and your team at the helm has made it a wonderful and safe place to learn. Thank you for your generosity to support the horse community. The dressage community often gets a bad rap for being an elitist and sometimes snobbish group. You are so down to earth, and your genuine support for others is refreshing. Thank you so much for taking the time to put this course on. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, here's another one from Jody. I'm so thrilled with Amelia's openness in discussing the combination of horsemanship and dressage. Neither are truly understood or appreciated where I board or in much of our surrounding area. I now have several other ladies who have been quietly observing Buddy and me and are now interested in both dressage and the teeniest bit of horsemanship. I love that this is a safe place to discuss these two aspects of helping to build relationships with these beautiful beasts. Truly dressage for all. So that was from Jody. Here's one from Juju. So she says, I did a brave thing and submitted my after video. Thanks to the beautiful people in this amazing 30 Days to Round community for the encouragement and for the reminders to focus on the improvements that we have made. And hey, there really actually are a bunch of improvements. Sure, there is a lot of room for us to improve and achieve consistency. The great thing is Jack is such an awesome horse, and we now have real tools from this challenge to do that. And that was one thing that I loved watching hundreds of videos this week was you guys have amazing horses, and it's super, super important to remember that and appreciate your horses. I mean, horses are so forgiving, so kind. And I just think like every day you get to ride and you get to spend time with your horse is a blessing. And it's so important to be grateful for that. Okay, I see some of you guys are crying over here in the group. I wish you guys were all here. I would give you a big hug. Okay, the last one before I start announcing the winners. So this is from Aileen. Wow, I decided to watch both my before and after videos. I know we have achieved a lot, but I did not think it was so obvious. Keeping a video record is invaluable. Before, she was totally above the bit, resistant in every transition, especially the walk halt. And when I thought we were going well, there was a head swing. After, she looked softer. Her walk halt and walk trot transitions look great to me. Her head is much stiller and there's definitely more swing to her back. I'm so excited for where we can go from here. So thank you guys all for those amazing posts. And yes, video is incredibly helpful. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So if you can video a little bit, then that is really, really helpful if you can keep a record. And yeah. Okay. So now for the winners. This was not an easy decision. Nicole, my colleague, and I narrowed it down to like the top 10. Nicole is a judge. We sat there and we went through the top 10 and I said to her, oh my gosh, this is so hard. Like, how can we possibly decide the winners? Because As I mentioned before, you guys are all winners. And I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Every horse is different. Every horse has a different history. Every rider has a different history. And it's really important to remember that so much of this is all about the journey. It's not about the destination. And I really want to commend everyone that participated, everyone that sent in a video, because you guys are amazing. And that's really what makes this special. And I think that the support that we all have had during the last 30 days lifts everyone up. Like, we're all struggling. Dressage is hard. We're all in this journey together. And the more that we can band together and support one another, the more that we all grow and the more that we all improve. Okay. So the number 4 winner, I'm going to go in backwards. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Our number 4 winner is Haley Cooner. So Haley's going to get a check for $300 and we'll send her a hat. So a little bit about Haley. She sent me an email back because I let her know she was in the top 4. So her horse's name is Summer. She's a 14-year-old off the track thoroughbred. We don't know much about her other than she was a decent winner on the track and then sat as a brood mare until her previous owner sold her to a kill pen to be shipped to slaughter. That's where we picked her up. And I want to tell you guys, we didn't know any stories when we picked the videos. We didn't look on Facebook. We didn't look around for the stories. We just looked at the before and the after video. We thought about the training scale. We went through the collective marks. So gaits, submission, impulsion, and rider position. And that's how we came up with the winners. So Haley says she has such a wonderful personality and she tries her heart out with every task that is put in front of her. A little bit about me. Haley says I've been riding and doing dressage for 5 years now, but I practically grew up in a barn. My aunt has shared her horsey wisdom with me since I was little, but I didn't start actually putting it into practice until recently. It's been quite a journey. I had the pleasure to bring along my first horse from scratch. At least in dressage, he was trained to be a cow horse, which was a challenge because I was just learning how to ride at that point. It was so rewarding to get to where we did, and I can't wait to do it all over again. So here's about her horse, Summer. Summer started out getting very stressed during the work to the point where we would walk and maybe trot a few circles and she would be dripping in sweat. It wasn't super fun for either of us, really. When we started the challenge, we were very heavy on the groundwork and the fundamental exercises. We worked on the groundwork for like two weeks out of the 4, and then she started to understand them. I started to throw in the more advanced exercises like the ribbon candy serpentine and the leg yield. I would see how comfortable she was with each new thing and then build off of that. She became much more relaxed during the work, and I didn't have to deal with her running off every time I moved a finger. It was such an incredible journey for both of us, and I have some new tools in my toolbox now that I can continue to use on future horses. Thank you so much for creating this challenge. It came at the right time for us. So congratulations, Haley and Summer. All right, our number 3 winner, our 3rd place winner is Marty Gillen and Scout. So they're going to get $500. We'll send them a check. So here's what Marty said. I sent her an email and I said, you're one of the top 4. She says, when I read this email, my first thought was, are you sure? My dear friend Janet Brooks was kind enough to sign me up and made me do both videos. Watching the first video, I was appalled at how I looked and how slow we were going. I really thought we were forward and I had nice posture. That motivated me. I got on my computer and watched and watched and watched. Scout is a 13-year-old Westphalian, about 17 plus hands. His favorite thing to do besides eat is to nap. He loves to nap. The groundwork was a huge turning point for me and Scout. I'd never been taught to do groundwork. Took up riding at 40, hunter jumper, dressage at 50. I'm now 61. Scout really took to the groundwork, except for the pole work that she's talking about, the pole release where you make him put his head down. But over time, I even got his pole down with a lot of playing. The groundwork let me feel like I had my horse, and then the groundwork let me feel like I had my horse. And then the suppling exercises on him really made us feel connected. I love the turn on the forehand square. I got his brain connected to me, which helped me remove some of the fear. A couple of years ago, fear got the better of my riding, and I was scared every time I got on my horse. I just couldn't canter, and sometimes we just walked. Just this summer, I started asking for the canter and sometimes got it. Then I started riding with spurs, again, sometimes. I heard Amelia's teachings. I heard her. I do the groundwork every time I get on Scout. I get on him and sit up. The correct posture was a huge turning point. And then forward. Scout is so happy to be able to move forward. And now that I feel like I have a connection to him, I can let him go forward. I'm not afraid of him running off with me. During the challenge, I asked for a trot canter transition and got it. What? I could only do it from a walk. I got him now forward, 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 like Amelia said. And then, wow, I literally had to stop the first time we did it since I was so moved that we could actually do it. I wasn't even going to do the final video. I live in Fort Myers and things have been a little crazy here. Janet was doing her video and I said, okay, sure, go ahead and video me. It takes a village. So a little more than a bit, the challenge really changed my riding and my relationship with Scouty. The trust level we both have with each other has grown. I signed up for Strides since I love Amelia's teachings and positiveness. Thank you for bringing back the fun and enjoyment into my riding. So that is our third place. And Marty, you spell it Marti, Marty Gillen. So congratulations, Marty. Yeah, it was watching these videos, the before and after videos was really, really special and fun to see the difference. So congratulations. Okay, so our number 2 winner, I don't have so number 2 and number 1, I sent everyone emails yesterday and they didn't get back to me. So I just did a little Facebook stalking, but I don't have the best post. Hopefully they will make a post and give us a little bit more details about their journey. But our number 2 winner is Annabelle Caruthers and her horse Duke. So Annabelle is from North Virginia. Her horse is a 6-year-old off the track thoroughbred trying to be an eventer. And I did see on Facebook that he had colic surgery last October. So she definitely has had a big comeback. So congratulations, Annabelle and Duke. I'm super proud, and it was really, really amazing to see their transformation over the last 30 days. So they will get a check for $750, and we're also giving the top 2 people will get a solo equine bridle. So they'll get a new bridle. And our top winner is Joanne Lewis and Amara. So they will win $1,000. And let's see, she is riding, Amara belongs to her vet. Amara is a 16-year-old thoroughbred Canadian sport horse. Amara is usually ridden by Hunter Jumper Juniors and had horrible ground manners in the past and didn't like to be caught. So Joanne is a 47-year-old retired nurse and calls herself Amara's foster mom. So congratulations, Joanne Lewis, our top place winner. We also had a few special recognition awards. So these are people that showed exemplary spirit for learning, horsemanship, or compassion. We'll be sending you guys some swag. So Kat Benson, Julie Lee, Catherine Kazumi, Christine Mann, Cara Peters, Camden Jones, Sheena Burgos, Brianna Calson, Tracy Johnson, Sarah Wonak, Anne Womack, and Noreen Esposito. So those are our winners. And yeah, congratulations, everyone. It has been like quite a journey. We are putting together a little video with some clips from the before and after. And yeah, thank you guys. I'm kind of sad that it's over. We are planning on doing some challenges next year. So we're definitely going to do this one again. And we're definitely going to make another challenge because it has been so fun and so amazing. If you are in 30 days to round and you want to continue, be sure to sign up for Strides with Amelia. That I know a lot of people are so sad it's over and it's ending. So Strides is a great way that we can continue working together. And if you were in the challenge next Tuesday night, that's the 25th, I'm going to be doing a rider development workshop for people that were in the challenge and that just want some help for like planning for the rest of the year. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to plan your ride. So thank you guys all so much. You guys are like the best community ever. Dressage for all. I'm going to give you guys all a big hug and thank you guys because like I said before, none of this would be anything if it weren't for you guys and your love for your horse, your generosity, your compassion, your commitment to learning, and also your support for one another, support and kindness. So we'll leave it with that, support and kindness. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening and we'll see you in the next